Welcome to Winging It with Positivity, where we are winging it and still reaching new heights. I am your host, Boogie Time, and today we're talking about something real. And, well, it's always real, but this is something that I've thought about before. And it's like, you know what? It's time to do an episode. Lately, I've been realizing that minding your business is not about being rude or disconnected. It's survival. It's necessary. It's self-care. And excuse me, y'all, if my voice sounds a little off. I think the weather changes is getting to me. So, yeah, but I am sipping some tea. Heavy breathing right now. But anyway, see, I'm all over the place. Minding your business. Let's talk about the benefits of minding your business. But before we get into it, comment below how you're feeling. We're going to do a little mental health check-in. Let me know what you're doing, where you're listening from, and if you're excited about this topic. I'm excited to give it to you, so we're going to get into it. Becoming pregnant has changed my perspective quite a bit, and I say it's for the better. Of course, you're hormonal and things like that, and that could be challenging, and perhaps I'll talk about that more in a future episode, but it also helps you set some boundaries to prioritize certain things and realize really what's important and really what's at stake here. And I realized that I can't afford to be in everybody's business in terms of the energy that's required to figure things out. I'm naturally a nurturing person, a person that tries to, if there's an issue, problem solve it the best I can. Even if I can't do whatever said task there is, I'll still try to figure out a way to resolve it. I just hate issues to arise without me solving it in some form. And I've come to realize that, you might have to sit this one out, and this one out, and this one out, because you have to make sure your tank is full. You can't come to the rescue like you normally would. I love being that dependable friend, family member, just everything, we sometimes tie our identity to, being involved. And of course, there's also the minding your business where you just being just messy and you need to sit your behind down. And, contrary to, people probably would be willing to admit, everybody probably at some point had their 2 cents in someone else's business at some form or another. It's not my favorite activity, but I'm sure I have, but I speak more from a point of having to learn to mind my business, to not react and try to fix things and figure out how I can include myself to get this figured out, and learn that, hey, there's no guilt or shame in that. You can sit this one out and be okay with it. But it takes getting used to, because you're so accustomed to a specific role. But again, y'all, with becoming pregnant and realizing the importance of stress and all those things on top of me already, adjusting to so many different things at once, it's pivotal that I protect my peace at all costs. So have you had to protect your peace lately or ever, where you were like, you know what? That's not my business. That's not my call. I have thoughts, I have ideas, but I'm going to let God do what he does best. be God. And I'm going to pray and, leave it at that. Because trying to, go in there, playing Mrs. Fix-It, you're going to find that you are broken. So it's important that we tie our identity to something else besides fixing things and getting involved in things that really aren't our business, our concern, And I admit it can sound a little rough as we say it, but it's really some of the best self-care you can do for yourself. It does not mean you don't care, you're cold, you don't love people. It does mean you protect your peace, you stop reacting to everything, you focus on what's yours to manage. You don't internalize other people's chaos. And it's very easy to do that, especially as an empath. I think of it like this: not everything needs my opinion, reaction, or emotional labor. And it doesn't make me less of a person or less loving. Remember, you gotta save some love for yourself. So let's get into the exact benefits of minding your business. 1, less stress. When you stop worrying about other people's choices, drama, opinions, you start feeling calmer, clearer, more emotionally stable. I had to learn this because stress isn't just mine anymore. It's my baby girl. And so far, so good. I've done a pretty good job of it. I can get irritated at things, but I'm not in stress. Also, you gain better boundaries. You learn you don't have to explain everything. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to respond to everything. You can say, I can care about you and still not carry your situation on my back. More energy for what matters. That's number 3. My energy is limited now. It has to be preserved. And honestly, although, I mentioned the pregnancy, but I want to encourage you, even if you're not pregnancy, just your overall health. As we know, stress kills, and we see about it, we read about it in codependency books. We see all these types of things where we allow things, to consume us, and it really takes a toll. Pregnancy is really more of the motivation now for me to finally get it, but it's not the requirement. You get what I'm saying? It's not the prerequisite for learning to mind your business and making healthier decisions for you. So keep that in mind. You need to do this for your health, for the relationships you care about, your mental peace. I realized I was spending emotional energy on things that had nothing to do with my future. I was operating out of just past ways of thinking, past ways of how I felt I was valuable by operating in the same way. So I hope some of this helps you. If you are a person that tries to fix and hop on everything, and I encourage you to pray. That's the best thing you can do for yourself and other people, and work on yourself and what's going to be best for you. And believe it or not, people see that and they're inspired by that. So maybe change your tactic. If you're a caring person who usually displays your care in one way, try something new, something that's not going to burden you and risk you and those you care about, and in my case, your baby. If you got something from this episode, please comment below. Please give it a like, share it with somebody that may find value. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Let's grow and have more meaningful conversations. I am your Winging It Homegirl, Boogie. Until next time, peace.